Can I tell you something? Most people avoid the doctor until something goes wrong. They wait until the pain is unbearable, until the symptom is impossible to ignore, until their body is basically screaming at them. And by then, it's always more complicated than it needed to be.
The annual checkup exists precisely to prevent that. And yet, almost nobody thinks about it when they're living or working abroad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Tales. I'm Sarah. Today, we're doing something different. No emergency, no accident, no 3 a.m. taxi to the ER. Today, we're talking about a routine medical appointment, the annual checkup. Because knowing how to navigate a regular doctor's visit in English is just as important as knowing what to say in a crisis. New here? Subscribe and hit the bell. And if today's episode helps you, please give us a thumbs up.
Welcome back. I'm James. Today's vocabulary: physical exam, blood pressure, cholesterol, lab work, family history will help you walk into any doctor's office in the English-speaking world and have a real, confident conversation about your health.
Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's hear today's story.
Today we're talking about Marco. He's 42 years old, from Italy, and he's been living in Toronto, Canada for 3 years on a work permit. Software engineer, long hours, too much coffee, and he hasn't seen a doctor in 4 years. Not because he's afraid, just because he's busy, and because nothing hurts, and because he keeps saying he'll do it next month.
Next month, the most dangerous words in healthcare.
His company sent an email reminding all employees that their benefits package included a free annual checkup. Marco read it, thought that's useful, and did nothing. His colleague printed it out and put it on his desk. Marco moved it to a drawer. His colleague booked the appointment for him.
Sometimes you need a colleague who doesn't take no for an answer.
On a Tuesday morning in February, Marco walked into a family doctor's clinic in downtown Toronto. He stood at the reception desk and said, "Hi, I have an appointment at 9:30. My name is Marco Ferretti." The receptionist smiled and said, "Welcome, Mr. Ferretti. Is this your first visit with us?" Marco said, "Yes, first visit here. First visit to a doctor in Canada, actually."
The receptionist handed him a clipboard with forms: medical history, current medications, allergies, emergency contact, and then one question that stopped Marco completely: family history of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, or stroke. Marco sat down, looked at the form, and realized he didn't know the answer to half of it.
4 years without a doctor, and the first challenge is a question about his grandfather.
He filled in what he could, left several sections with question marks, and handed it back. The nurse called him in, checked his height and weight, and took his blood pressure. She wrapped a cuff around his arm and said, "Just relax for me." A moment later, she said, 140/90. "Do you know if your blood pressure usually runs high?" Marco said, "I have no idea. I haven't checked it in years." The nurse made a note, a very deliberate note, Marco felt, and said, "The doctor will discuss that with you."
Dr. Okonkwo came in a few minutes later. Warm, direct, and with the particular skill of making Marco feel simultaneously comfortable and gently accountable. She said, "So, Marco, how are you feeling generally? Any symptoms? Anything that's been bothering you? Anything you've been ignoring?"
Anything you've been ignoring. The most honest question in medicine.
Marco thought about it and said, "I get tired more than I used to. I thought it was work. And sometimes I get headaches in the afternoon. And I've put on about 8 kilos in the last 2 years. Dr. Okonkwo nodded and said, "That's useful information. Let's do a proper physical exam and then we'll talk about running some lab work to get a full picture."
The physical exam was thorough. Dr. Okonkwo listened to his heart and lungs, pressed on his abdomen, checked his reflexes, looked in his eyes and ears and throat. She explained every step as she went. "I'm listening to your heart now. Just breathe normally," which Marco found surprisingly reassuring.
Then she asked about family history. Marco said, "My father had high blood pressure. My grandfather had a heart attack at 65. I'm not sure about diabetes. Dr. Okonkwo made careful notes and said, that family history is relevant context for me as your doctor. Combined with your blood pressure reading today, it's something I want to monitor. I'm not alarmed, I just want to be thorough.
She ordered lab work, blood tests to look at several markers. The nurse took a few small vials of blood. Marco looked away, which Dr. Okonkwo pretended not to notice. She said, "Results will be back in a few days. We'll call you to discuss. And Marco, I'm glad you came in. This is exactly what these appointments are for."
A few days later, the clinic called with his results. Dr. Okonkwo went through everything with him carefully. What the numbers meant, what she was watching, what she recommended as next steps, and when she wanted to see him again. She answered every question he had and encouraged him to call if anything changed before his next appointment.
Marco hung up the phone and sat quietly for a moment. Nothing was seriously wrong, but some things needed attention, and he would never have known because nothing hurt, because he felt fine, because he kept saying next month.
He booked his follow-up appointment before he even put the phone down, and this time he didn't need his colleague to do it for him. Sarah, annual checkups. What do you actually find during routine appointments that patients had absolutely no idea about?
High blood pressure is the one that comes up again and again. People feel completely normal, they feel fine. And a doctor finds something that needs attention, something that has no symptoms at all. That's the whole point of going before something goes wrong.
And that's what routine blood work is for as well. There are conditions that develop silently over years. No pain, no obvious signs, and a simple blood test is often what catches them early. Early is always better. Not because I'm prescribing anything right now, but because that's what the science consistently shows.
And I'd add, don't be embarrassed about what you don't know. Marco didn't know his full family history. That is completely normal. Bring what you know, be honest about what you don't, and let the doctor help you fill in the gaps. That's what the appointment is for. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to show up. Learning section. 5 essential words from today's story.
Number 1. Physical exam. A hands-on assessment where the doctor examines your body, listening to your heart and lungs, pressing on your abdomen, checking your reflexes. It gives the doctor a baseline picture of your overall health. Pronunciation. Physical exam. You will hear, I'd like to do a full physical exam.
Number 2. Blood pressure. The force of your blood pushing against your artery walls. Measured in 2 numbers. For example, 120/80. The doctor or nurse will always check this during a routine appointment. Pronunciation. Blood pressure. The nurse will say, I'm going to take your blood pressure. Just relax your arm.
Number 3. Cholesterol. A fatty substance in your blood. Your doctor will check this through a blood test and discuss the results with you. It's one of the standard things checked in a routine lab panel. Pronunciation, cholesterol. The doctor may say, I'd like to check your cholesterol as part of your lab work.
Number 4. Lab work. Laboratory tests. Blood tests, urine tests, or other samples analyzed to check specific markers in your body. When a doctor says, I want to run some lab work, they mean they'll take a sample and have it tested. Pronunciation, lab work. You can ask, when will my lab work results be ready?
Number 5. Family history. The record of medical conditions that your biological relatives have had. Parents, grandparents, siblings. Doctors ask about this because some conditions have a genetic component. The more honestly you can answer, the better picture your doctor gets. Pronunciation, family history. The doctor will ask, do you have any family history of heart disease or diabetes?
3 phrases for your next checkup. First, I haven't had a checkup in a few years. I'd like a full physical. This sets the right expectations for the appointment and tells the doctor you want a thorough assessment, not just a quick visit.
Second, my father had high blood pressure and my grandfather had a heart attack. Practice stating your family history clearly. The more specific you can be, the more useful it is. If you don't know something, say, I'm not sure, I'll try to find out.
Third, I've been feeling more tired than usual. Could that be related to something in my blood work? Ask your own questions. Don't just answer the doctor's. Your symptoms are data. Connecting them to your results is part of the conversation you're there to have.
Today's word, cholesterol. 4 syllables. K, less, t, roll. Stress on the second syllable. K, less, t, roll. Say it with me. The doctor checked my cholesterol. One more time. The doctor checked my cholesterol. Perfect.
In most English-speaking countries, when you register with a family doctor, also called a general practitioner or GP, they become your first point of contact for all non-emergency healthcare. They refer you to specialists, order your lab work, and follow your health over time. If you're living or working abroad for an extended period, registering with a local GP as early as possible is one of the most practical things you can do. You don't need to be sick to register. You register so that when you do need care, you already have a relationship with a doctor who knows your history.
And wherever you are in the world, keep a simple record of your own medical history. Your known conditions, your allergies, your current medications, if any, and your family history as best you know it. Have it written down in English, because when you walk into a clinic in a foreign country and a doctor hands you a form, having that information ready is the difference between a confident appointment and a stressful one.
5 questions.
Question 1. What country was Marco living in? Canada, specifically Toronto, on a work permit. He had been there for 3 years and had not seen a doctor since arriving.
Question 2. What stopped Marco from answering part of the medical form? The family history section. He didn't know his full family medical history, which is very common and completely okay to admit to your doctor.
Question 3. What is lab work? Laboratory tests, blood or urine samples analysed to check specific markers in the body. Dr. Okonkwo ordered lab work to get a full picture of Marco's health after the physical exam.
Question 4. Why is family history relevant to a doctor? Because some conditions have a genetic component. Knowing that a parent or grandparent had a certain condition helps the doctor understand your personal risk and decide which things to monitor more closely.
Question 5. What is a GP? A general practitioner, a family doctor who is your first point of contact for non-emergency healthcare. They do routine checkups, refer you to specialists, and follow your health over time. In the US, they are often called primary care physicians. How did you do? 5 out of 5 is excellent. If you missed any, go back to the vocabulary section and review. That's exactly what it's there for. Quick review. Physical exam. A hands-on assessment of your body by the doctor. Blood pressure. The force of blood against your artery walls, measured in 2 numbers. Cholesterol. A substance in the blood checked through lab work. Lab work. Laboratory tests on blood or other samples. Family history. Medical conditions in your biological relatives that inform your personal health picture.
And that's Marco's story. He avoided the doctor for 4 years because nothing hurt. And when he finally went, he left with information, a follow-up appointment, and the confidence of knowing exactly where he stood with his health. That's what the annual checkup is for.
If this episode helped you, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Fluent Tales. Leave a comment telling us where you're from. We read every single one.
Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves and each other. This has been Fluent Tales.
See you next time.
And Marco says, I now have a doctor, a follow-up appointment, my full medical history written in English, and a very judgmental colleague who I owe a very large coffee.
The hero this story deserved. Bye, everyone.